In yesterday's video, I said I would show you more examples, but I ended up not because I had the bell ring and I had something to do. So today, we're just practicing the same thing as yesterday, except for this new part. If they ask you to write an equation and they give you the graph, well, just remember, the equation for slope-intercept form, and this is important because I showed you a while back that there are 3 different ways that linear equations can look. For today and tomorrow, we're going to continue using slope-intercept form only, but then after that, I have to show you the other 2 ways and how to use them. Slope-intercept says that y is equal to mx plus b. That's the equation. So if I need to turn this into that, turn a graph into an equation, then the first thing that we need is we need to fill in these spaces. We need m and we need b. Well, b is the y-intercept. The y-intercept happens on the y-axis. The y-intercept is always going to be on the y-axis. So if we just look at this line and find the dot, then this number is going to be b. b is -3. The next step is we need to find the slope. Slope. And we've been practicing slope for like 4 days now, 3 days now. I don't know. It feels like it's been a long time for me. But to find the slope, all we have to do is delta y over delta x. I need more space, so I'm going to erase that middle part, but we're going to find the change in the y. The y is changed between these 2 points by going up. It was at -3, then it went to 1. We can just count these boxes because they made this graph to scale. This graph went up by 4. Had a change in y of 4. To find out how much it moved to the side, we can just draw a line and see that the delta x was a +2. Let's make a delta y equals +4 up there. So now they both have a positive. So that's a +4 over +2. This reduces down to 2. So that means the slope is 2 and the y-intercept is -3. So the final equation is going to have the slope of 2 times x minus 3. Let's do it over here, but this time we'll go faster. Or we'll write down less. It won't be any faster, but we'll just write less as we do it. First thing we need is, where does it touch the y-axis? It touches right there. So b is equal to 2. Second thing we need is we need the slope. The change in y over the change in x. Well, let's see. It went down, so this change is going to be a negative, and it went down by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. Down 6. That's the change in the y. And then it went right 2 for the delta x. It went 2 to the right. So on the top we have a -6. On the bottom fraction we have a +2, and this reduces down to make -3. When we make this into the equation, y equals, well, the format is mx plus b. Now let's just take these numbers and put them down here. -3x plus 2. Easy. We need b, we need m. b comes from where it touches the y-axis, which is at -1. M comes from, how did the graph change between these 2 points? It went down 2 for the change in y, and it went right 2 for the change in x. So the change in y over the change in x is down 2, right 2. You simplify that fraction and you get negative 1. The formula is y equals mx plus b. Let's just throw those numbers in there. A negative x, because we have negative 1 for slope, and a minus 1 for b. If you wanted to, you could have negative 1x, but that's more writing, so I just put negative x. They're equivalent. Okay, that's it, but let's write down those steps. Let me just show you those steps right here. Those are the summarizing steps. For turning a graph into y equals mx plus b, you just need to find b. Then you can calculate m. You could either do it the same way we did rate of change on Monday, or you can count how the y is changing and how the x is changing and then just divide them. Finally, you take those numbers for b and for the slope and you fill it into the formula. Remember, m is the slope. M is the slope. M is not the y-intercept. B is not the slope. M is the slope. Good luck.